Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're gonna be reacting to
Unpopular hip-hop opinions because capitalism just started licking the flow.
Please have mercy. Please stop.
Oh, so we're selling teen girl breath now? Great, just fantastic.
this.
Ladies, pack it up. Capitalism has officially chewed through the last shred of dignity and spat it out in a 5-gum wrapper with a kiss mark from a minor. We have arrived at the bottom of the marketing barrel, and surprise, surprise, it's got Yunchi's fresh breath in it. I wish I was kidding. Catseye's Senses collection collab with 5-gum is so far beyond tone deaf. It's practically ASMR for predators. The premise? 6 items based on the 5 senses, plus emotion, and instead of doing anything even remotely normal like, I don't know, a scented lip balm or a song-themed flavor pack, they went full parasocial freakfest. We're talking bottled breath, yes. A member literally sang into the bottle so the spray would have her essence, and gum wrappers with kiss prints, actual lip prints.
Yeah, the lip prints we talk. I don't have problems with the lip prints. That's whatever. But the breath things, yeah. Like, why couldn't like it would be like your favorite fragrance, but just like, oh, that's the favorite flavor. Cool. That's like good enough. Like, oh, I like cinnamon gum. Okay, cool. That's cinnamon gum is for Yunche. Breath.
Yeah, that's weird.
What? What?
That's not clever, that's creepy, and one of those lips belongs to a 17-year-old. But hey, she turns 18 in December, right?
I can't wait for
Becoming a
Yunchi to
leader
turn 18 because
is a
I'm so
choice not
tired
everyone
of this
wants to make.
narrative.
Cue the
Like-
gagging sounds.
Anything Yunche does is like, oh, she's 17. It's like, oh my god, bro. Like, it's so annoying. I really can't wait for her. I want to
I'm
see
sure
when
she's annoyed too.
she turns 18. I want to see what's gonna be then. What are we gonna say then? Because right now everything's like, oh, she's 17. She's
I
17.
think when
It's
she
like,
turns 18, what's it gonna be? Oh, she just turned 18 and she's freshly 18.
she's still 18.
I think when she turns maybe 19.
My goodness.
They give her
Anyone
a
defending
break.
this on the technicality that Yunche's almost legal needs to sit all the way down and interrogate their soul. Because even if every single member were 30, this is still weird. You can't dress up bottled breath and kiss wrappers as an artistic sensory experience when it's just fan service dipped in pheromone-flavored candy coating. I don't care how many PR interns scream intimacy meets innovation. This is one step away from mailing out toenail clippings with deluxe albums. Let's talk optics. Major media outlets, People, Paper, Parade, even local news blogs are all side-eyeing the same freaking thing. The breath. You didn't sell a fragrance, you sold a spray infused with their breath. That's a DNA-coded phrase. It doesn't matter if it smells like mint and vibes like Bath and Body Works. The literal hook was that a teenager breathed into it. That's not scent marketing, that's fan kink monetization. And don't even try the your projecting card. If this were an innocent campaign, you wouldn't need to keep clarifying that breath just means minty air and kiss just means ink on paper. The copy says it all. Kiss stamped, fresh breath, sang into the bottle. That's not neutral. That's intimacy language, that's sexual suggestion, and it's not subtext, it's the whole freaking ad strategy. This was deliberately engineered to go viral by crossing a line so clearly that it dared people to scream, and people did. Because you made intimacy into a collectible, you made a child's breath into a purchasable stock-keeping unit, and then you had the audacity to act like the criticism is the problem? Be serious. Oh, and for the record, this is still disgusting even with the adult members. The moment you commodify traces of the body, lips, breath, and vocal vapor for mass consumption, especially in a girl group context, you're crossing into territory that's been historically exploitative. You are feeding the fantasy, not challenging it. You're reinforcing the grossest parts of idol culture while pretending it's just edgy marketing. Spoiler, it's not. This is a data-driven stunt designed to farm engagement by leaning into manufactured controversy. It exists solely to shock, go viral, and boost customer acquisition cost by gaming the parasocial feedback loop. And yeah, it worked. The clip farms are clipping. The stands are barking and the headlines are screaming, what the F is this? But if the only way to move gum is to bottle a girl's breath and sell it to strangers online, maybe the product isn't what's fresh. Final verdict? Burn it, torch the whole campaign, revoke the marketing team's Wi-Fi, give the girls their dignity back, and for the love of all that is legal, leave minors out of your sex-flavored PR stunts. Next up, let's talk about the chaos that exploded after Pentagon's Kino, now flying solo under his ironically named label Naked, dropped his art school fever dream of a pre-release MV, Club Sex Cigarettes. Now, if you blinked, you might have missed it. Literally, because the scene is like 2 seconds long, but one cut shows Kino's character sitting in a grimy room, face lit up by the glow of a screen as he scarfs down pizza, smokes a cigarette, and watches a clearly blurred adult video. Yes, the content is implied, but nothing explicit is shown. But Stans forgot how cinema works, calling it tone-deaf and scandalous, all because the man dared to show a fictional character consuming adult content in a visual metaphor that looked more sad than sexy.
That's
But apparently,
different
the
for
idea of a
K-pop.
man watching adult films while eating cold pizza is now too edgy for K-pop's sanitized fantasyland. And when I say people snapped, I mean headlines were calling it disgusting, inappropriate, glorifying adult films, and my favorite, irresponsible.
it was supposed
As
to
if this
do,
was a
get
leaked
people
JY
talking.
Poppy fan cam and not an explicitly staged blurred scene.
Well, first of all, we didn't react. Yeah, so we blinked and we missed it, as she said. But Pentagon seems like an old group. So I'm assuming the guy is what, around 30-ish. There's no kids involved. I don't really find a problem with that. The vision, the porn is blurred. I mean, he's showing somebody watching porn. It's part of that's life. I mean, that does happen. People eat pizza while watching porn, I guess. Uh, I don't really have a problem with it. That would be different if if the guy was marketing to the kids. Like if we're doing I'm a gummy bear, dancing gummy bear, and then showing porn next to it, okay, then that's a problem. Now, I don't know, like it's real life. That's what people do. How is it different than shooting someone in a music video, killing, stabbing? We have
Well,
seen,
there's like levels of acceptance, I guess.
and it's blurred too. It's not like it was full on.
Where did he post this? Like,
No, it's in a music video. Imagine in a music video, like in a music video, it's so like we do a reaction now, right? And we watch porn here. Let's say and our reaction is to porn.
But you can't on the platform,
It's blurred.
so it's kind of like implied.
Implied, yeah, it's implied porn. I mean, it's all adults. I don't know. It's fine to me.
In a conceptual MV about self-destruction and emotional numbness. Meanwhile, the International Think Piece Factory clocked in with essays tying the scene to South Korea's crisis of spy cam crimes, illegal filming, deepfakes, and the very real epidemic of non-consensual sexual content, and fair. The context is ugly. Women in Korea.
Right. I mean, also the porn has to be legal porn too. Not. I guess we don't know what kind of porn it was because it's blurred. So who would know? But yeah, like porn. There's plenty. Like porn is a legal industry. There's plenty of legal porn. Like legitimate people make
I just
money
felt
of
like
that.
it was done just to have a conversation.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
like,
And now we're talking
Stuff
about
like
it, but
that, I don't even like to give attention to because I feel like it's attention seeking.
it
And
is.
shouldn't really
It
work.
is a little bit attention seeking. I do agree. Unless like if the whole song is about like porn addiction, let's say song, and that's what we're talking about, then okay. Then I don't say it's attention seeking. Then I say okay, we're talking about this issue. But yeah, if it's just like random one scene of porn for 2 seconds, that I do think that's kind of attention seeking.
Korea are fighting tooth and nail against a system that turns their trauma into viral content while dudes like Kino can casually toss an adult film watching bit and get its art from the press. But also, and this is where we split the scalpels, he didn't glorify it, he didn't even try to make it look hot. The whole scene looked greasy, sad, gross on purpose. He was playing a man spiraling, emotionally rotting in his own loneliness. That's the freaking point. He literally said in interviews the whole concept was about peeling off the mask of polish, about instinct versus pretense, deliberately uncomfortable. He even said he avoided looking pretty in the MV on purpose.
So tasty, it could make Poseidon switch.
This wasn't meant to be sexy. It was supposed to look pathetic, and it did, but of course, nuance died the moment someone saw a blurred adult video and lost their freaking mind. Next thing you know, he's endorsing adult films. Girl, be serious. Y'all celebrate male idols when they do sexy concept photo shoots with open shirts, but suddenly a fictional man in an MV watching nudity is the downfall of society? Get a grip. The backlash hit hard enough that Kino had to respond. On a live stream, he admitted some fans were hurt by the scene, said he'd edit it out as quickly as possible, but made it clear he stands by the overall message. And look, that's what pisses me off most. He caved. He bent the knee to a fandom that's so allergic to discomfort.
Yeah, I think he shouldn't have edited it out. There was nothing wrong with the scene. If there was something wrong, YouTube would have, demonetized the video or not allowed the video. If YouTube allowed the video, that means
Well, he was called about his fans, so his base, like this is like
still, I think he shouldn't have. If he's about the principle, then be about the principle, because he's clearly trying to send a message, right, with this. So if you're about that, then be about it.
what
Don't
was the
care.
message?
The message is, life can be hard. Loneliness is hard.
It wants every idol to be a chaste little virgin with no sex drive, no vices, no shadows. We cry about wanting artist freedom in K-pop, but the second someone actually uses imagery that's even mildly provocative, it's moral panic time. And no, don't bring up he's glamorizing adult content. We literally saw more nudity in Taemin's move choreo than we did in this entire MV. It was blurred. It was suggestive, not explicit. Y'all just mad it made you squirm, and guess what? That was the point. Yes, South Korea has a serious crisis with spy cam crimes and deepfakes. But this scene was not that. That scene was a metaphor for giving in to vice, for emotional rot, for the ways
No, I wonder if Korea has the spy cam crisis because porn is illegal. I think if they legalize porn, I don't think they would have this crisis because I don't.
Spy cam like if they go and
I, gue- I know, I guess like, you know, men, I'm assuming, put spy cams in like women's restrooms or something. So, because, that's the only way you can see a girl naked because you can't watch porn. Here, like in the rest of the modern world where porn is legal, I don't never heard of like no spy cam crisis.
And there is
Here in the States, there's a spy cam crisis?
not a crisis, but it can still happen.
I mean, it can happen, yeah, there's always perverts, but it's not like a crisis, like a nationwide crisis, or even like a statewide crisis, where it's like, oh, in the state of Texas, there's a spy cam crisis. No, I really think it's because people, they just can't watch porn legally. Because if they could, then why do they need to find some random girls who don't want to be on the camera when there's plenty of girls that do want to be on the camera?
Self-medicate when life turns hollow. It wasn't fun.
Or guys,
It was
doesn't have to be
uncomfortable.
girls.
Kino wanted it to be uncomfortable, and that's why I'm pissed it's being watered down now. Because we always say we want idols to break molds, be raw, be real. And when they finally do, y'all pearl clutch like a Victorian ant catching a glimpse of ankle. People just hate being reminded that art isn't a scented candle. Kino dropped a character who's greasy, numb, emotionally constipated, nudity poisoned and mean-spirited on purpose. And some of y'all still needed him to hold up a little placard that says, "Hi, I'm not your bias." The man is clearly spiraling, rotting from the inside out, and the camera knows it. Every single frame screams decay. It's not cute. It's not cool. It's not.
It's like same with all the things that are restricted, like even alcohol. I feel like I drank more alcohol when I was underage than when I was legal.
Why do you think that is?
Because it's like a forbidden fruit. Like, oh, you can't do so. You can't. There's the incentive to do, because it's like, it's risky, it's dangerous. But once you can do it, it's like, whatever. I don't really want to drink. Like, I don't even remember last time I drank. When is the last time we drank? I don't know. I don't fucking know. Did we had something for New Year's Eve? We got some champagne or no? Maybe. Maybe. Like, I don't. Yeah, like, I don't know.
Not hot. You're not supposed to root for him. You're supposed to feel like you're choking on the same stale smoke he's exhaling. Mission accomplished. The discomfort is the point. Satire isn't a cartoon villain smirking at the camera while holding a problematic sign. Satire rubs your face in the thing so you can smell every single note of rot. The moment you air freshen that mess, you've lost the point. Suddenly it's not a commentary anymore. It's a PSA with a Spotify link. Cut those uncomfortable shots and congrats. You've neutered the entire freaking thesis. You went from "this is how misogyny and isolation rot a man's brain" and turn him into a self-centered husk to "people are kind of mean sometimes." This idea that depiction equals endorsement is the most tired anti-art take of the decade. It's giving high school media class dropout. If an idol plays a misogynist, suddenly it's Kino loves nudity and hates women? Baby, please. That logic would get 80% of cinema and every single gritty
advised for drinking is it's not good for their brains. That's why there's an age limit.
I don't know. I was drinking since I was a kid. Not like drinking, oh, sitting here, but no, but like my grandparents would let me like sip some beer. Like, it wasn't like no. I was never like, here in the States it's like taboo. Oh no, you can't let a 16-year-old kid get a glass of wine. Oh no, the kid will die. No. In Europe it's not like that. You start drinking when you're like, I don't know, 8, 10, 12. Like, sipping, not like, oh, let's drink a bottle of vodka. No, but like, like beer stuff, beer, wine. Yeah,
but there's definitely effects to the brain.
I do think there's effects. Like, if you do it every day, yes. But if you like get a sip of beer once every so often, I don't think it really does anything to you.
Drama ever made thrown in the trash. He didn't invent the sad little man archetype. He used it, and he used it viscerally. The lighting hates him. The camera traps him. The food props? Absolutely rancid. The whole narrative leads to implosion. And y'all are mad it worked? But here's what actually rattled people. It came from an idol, not a movie director, not a B-side visualizer no one watches. A male idol under his own label dared to deliver something that wasn't digestible content fodder.
Maybe it was just a...
And the system recoiled. Because K-pop purity culture doesn't want art, it wants idols as virginity vending machines. Sell us the look of rebellion, but don't actually rebel, be sexual, but only in a winking PG-rated way, be raw, but never disturbing. Fans want that little spoon-fed edge, the "we're monsters inside" lyrics. But keep it metaphorical, baby. Don't touch the real trash. Don't touch adult film addiction, incel rot, self-objectification, misogynistic feedback loops. That's too real. Show a shoulder, not a breakdown. Keep the trauma marketable, the darkness pretty. And God forbid a woman does it. Can't even imagine. But even a man doing it is a warning, not a celebration. Still has people acting like he screened HBO's Euphoria on Music Bank. The hypocrisy is twerking, because let's face it, you're not mad about what was shown. You're mad where it was shown. You saw an MV and expected a dance break, not a breakdown. And now you're mad that you were asked to use your brain for 5 seconds. That's not Kino's failure. That's your media literacy deficiency. Strip the nudity, strip the filth, strip the cruelty, and you strip the story. Suddenly he's just a sad dude being bad. Groundbreaking. But the real point was the machinery of his sadness. The misogyny wasn't a bonus. It was the engine. The adult film wasn't a shock.
Sometimes when they do these AI voices, like, you can tell, like, okay, this essay was written by AI. With her, I know it's not AI, because goddamn, she beats the dead horse. AI does not beat the dead. AI is to the point, like, it's like a college essay. It reads. This, she's just beating the, okay, we got it. Like, let's move on. Fuck.
Tactic. It was a mirror. And the people screaming, even if it's satire, it made me uncomfortable. Congrats, you passed the comprehension test. That was the goal. Art is not obligated to comfort you. It's obligated to say something true in a way that can't be ignored. And no, this isn't harmful art. Harmful art is the pieces that glamorizes abusers, excuses real-world violence, and targets victims. This MV was an indictment, a vivisection of male loneliness, of incel rot, of a worldview that treats women as either trophies or distractions. You know what is harmful? That quiet misogyny wrapped in dark lighting and sold with a boss B chorus. But y'all don't bat an eye at that because it's got choreo. And now we get to the real tragedy. The edit. Once management buckled and started cutting the problem scenes, we all lost. Because what was once an uncomfortable but coherent message, here's what this culture does to people, becomes here's a grumpy guy in a bad mood, deep, enlightening, now go buy a t-shirt. The point wasn't the pizza or the computer. The point was how rotted he'd become, how media and resentment and self-delusion were eating him alive. You cut the rot, you flatten the message. Let's not get it twisted. Letting idols make edgy art doesn't mean you have to love all of it. It means you critique the execution, not erase the intent. If it missed the mark, say that. If the message was heavy-handed or the metaphors clunky, let's argue. But if your whole response is turn it off, I didn't like it, then you're not asking for critique, you're asking for product. If Banana Joe watching a peeled orange had more guts than your fave's entire discography, maybe the problem isn't Kino's MV, maybe it's that Gumball is braver than the K-pop industry. But still, that scene was still insane. It's a kid's show. Somebody needs to go to jail for that. Lastly, let's talk about why Bang Si-hyuk is currently not allowed to board a flight out of South Korea. Yep.
Because he's under investigation.
This whole segment was like 8 or 9
was
minutes.
long, yeah.
God damn.
Homeboy's got a travel ban slapped on him as part of an active investigation into $140 million in alleged illicit gains. And he's been grounded since mid-August, but it's only making headlines now because Korea loves drama in slow motion. First off, don't act shocked. This is South Korean entertainment we're talking about. If there's one thing they've mastered aside from debuting minors and misusing hip-hop, it's shady financial gymnastics. Hybe's been playing Monopoly with the K-pop industry for years now. Geffen here, Weverse expansion there, and that failed SM takeover attempt that had Bang PD foaming at the mouth for Lee Soo-man's crown. But apparently in the background, some real money funny business may have been going down, and now the Korean government's like, no sir, you're not pulling a Lee Soo-man on our watch. Because yeah, let's talk about Papa Lee Soo-man, the OG blueprint for powerful men with dirty financial laundry. Remember when he was under investigation for tax evasion and other shady dealings? That man packed his bags real quick and fled to the US. He even got hit with an Interpol red notice. And South Korea couldn't do jack because the US doesn't recognize Interpol warrants for tax cases. That was a whole geopolitical mess. And the Korean prosecutors got played hard. So this time, they're not even giving Bang PD the chance to print a boarding pass. And honestly, it's not even that rare. High-profile.
That's interesting. Why the states don't recognize Interpol red notices for tax cases? That's kind I'm sure if they had somebody like who's committed tax fraud, they would want them caught. They would want other countries to recognize their notice. Why they don't do that?
That's interesting.
That's so random.
And high net worth individuals under investigation in any country tend to get their wings clipped. They'll usually ask you to surrender your passport, throw down a travel ban, or even post a massive bail. Because
But
when you've got
I
millions in
don't
offshore
see-
accounts.
I don't see this not being an uncommon practice. Plus, like for example, with P Diddy, they asked for him to give up his passports.
No, like to give up the passport, that's common. Yeah, that's a travel ban. That's very common. I'm just saying, like, they, to me, like, US doesn't recognize Interpol's red notices, but only for tax cases. So, like, how is tax case different than any other, like, fraud or whatever? Doesn't make no sense.
Involves them.
Yeah, but I'm saying if the ball was on the other, no, the shoe was on the other foot, it was like they issued a a red notice to someone and they went to Korea. They would expect Korea to recognize it though. It wouldn't be like, oh, Korea wouldn't say, oh, we don't recognize America in the tax case red notices. That wouldn't be the case. They would send the person back.
A private jet at your disposal, and a Rolodex full of corporate lawyers. Fleeing the country isn't just a plotline, it's a plan.
I've heard of that before. That some people, if the money is too much, they just leave the country.
And if you're guilty, and like, because the thing with the bank, even if he is guilty, he's gonna get a couple years slap on the wrist. I don't know if it's worth fleeing for that. But if he laundered so much that it's life in prison, then just flee. Yeah, I mean, you have money, you can hide.
Didn't someone flee from about something something Chris? Remember Chris?
Yeah, he flew
And-
to the States, and
yeah.
then he got, because he didn't want to do military.
Military. Okay.
Yeah, he went to the States, and then he got, I think, his citizenship abandoned or something like that.
But they couldn't request him to like like the U.S. to send him over.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, that was the case in like
Mhm.
2003 or something,
Mhm.
2001, 2003. Yeah.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. If you could like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord, and as always, share as much kindness as possible.